What up, unicorns? All right, look, I need y'all to do two things for me. One, is like the video. That really helps out the channel and also helps with the YouTube algorithm. So if you want to support me, support the channel, go ahead and like the video. Two, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Look, about 82% of you guys out there that watch my videos, you're not subscribed, man. So go ahead and subscribe. If you want to support me, you want to support the Ugly Unicorns channel and the brand, go ahead and subscribe and like the video. It's free. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to do anything. Look, you're already on the computer. You're already on your phone. Go ahead and just tap the like button and just tap that subscribe button. And we're good to go. We're Gucci, baby. We Gucci. I'm sorry for my dungeon look, but you know, I had to get serious on you. Hold on. Now I'm serious. All right, let's start the show. What up, unicorns? Eric Abram here. All right, look, today. Look, as you notice, the background's a little different. What do you guys think? I worked hard on this. I worked really hard on this, okay? So I hope you like it. No, I'm just joking. I really just put this up today, so it didn't work too hard on that. Some things that come. I had these shelves from back when 2 years ago. I never put them up in the new place, so I put them up now because I'm like, I already spent too much money on this office. The office is now mine, so I'm gonna try to like tame down the spending. It's too much. But anyways, guys, today we're gonna be looking into doing a whiteboard challenge. So typically with a whiteboard challenge, you would go out to the office or whatever, you know, you would do it all in person. You would have like the board on the wall that would give you a task. You would write it out. You would go through your whole, you know, design thinking methodologies, and then you come up with, you know, basically not necessarily a wireframe, but basically an outcome or solution. Typically companies are not really looking for your wireframes. They want to see your like your thinking, your process, and how you got to where you got to. So don't go into these design challenges thinking like, oh, I have to get to the solution, or I have to get to designing these wireframes, because you might not even get to it. You might not even get to that point. And so don't get discouraged if you don't get to that point, because that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for, all right, can this person take this problem? Can they define it? You know, can they do some discovery, figure out who the users are, figure out what the users' problems and pain points are, pains and gains, and business pains and gains, and basically try to figure this whole thing out. So you know that book, Problem Design. Look, this is not a sponsor. I don't necessarily recommend this, but I got the page 31. I'm like, I got it, figured it out. Pretty much, you know, it's a framework, right? So with every framework, take it with a grain of salt. This one's broken down a little differently. So I took this kind of what their methodologies were, and basically I applied it and did my own framework, because, you know, I've done design spikes, I've done some sprints and stuff like that at other companies. So it was pretty much felt like I was doing that. So don't go into it super nervous. I was kind of nervous, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like I've done these before, but it's just in this type of format. So, you know, with that said, you know, you could read this book. I don't think you need to read the whole book to get it. I got the page like 31. Yeah, I think I got the page 31. Just know that I did not read this whole thing. I did not read that whole thing. And you shouldn't either. At the end of the day, you got to figure out what's best, what really works for you at the end of the day. So with all that said, I want to go into the computer and show you what I did, because, you know, we're not able to actually do these things in person, right? I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm just trying to frame up. I'm trying to frame it up. I'm getting to it. So we used to typically do these things in person, but with this whole digital age that we're in, and all the Zoom calls and all the video chats, whatever. I don't know what to use, but don't use Teams. It's not that great. Don't get me started on Google Meet either. Anyways, I want to go through and show you my framework and some of the questions that I use to try to, get through this design challenge. This is not like a concrete thing. You guys can do your own thing, come up with your own questions. And this is pretty much the type of framework that I use. And if you want to, copy this, I'll put a link to this in the description below. So make sure you go down there. It's going to be a view only, so you can't copy and paste it into your own document, but let's get into it. All right, so this is kind of my framework that I use for my design challenge. As you can see here, I use Envision's freehand. Envision freehand is amazing. Let me just go over here and just do an open area and show you what I mean. So with Google freehand, you have your typical like shapes and stuff that you can kind of draw out. You can change the colors and do a different color of different boxes or whatever. And also if you have a stylist like I do, you can come in here and write pretty good. Like, it's pretty nice. You feel me? You can draw stuff. You can draw your little boxes here. You can draw whatever this is. You can make a button, or you can just do it like this too. Come here and make a circle. Come in here, just hold down Shift. Boom, bam, slap a bam. It doesn't do a complete like a complete type of circle. It kind of doesn't make it look like it is freehand, like it's a drawn thing. So that's a pretty good type of feature that they put. But anyways, I want to kind of go through and kind of show you the framework that I use for my design challenge. As you can see here, there's a lot of sticky notes in here, but the way I framed it out is very organized, and it helps you streamline your process and it will help you better get through your design challenge versus like you're fumbling around, you're trying to figure out what you're trying to do, and you're basically like trying to do the framework in your mind. With this, actually you can do the framework like this. So which I recommend, if before you even get to the challenge, have this thing already in the board before you go to your interview. Like, have it there set. There's no right or wrong to doing these design challenges. No one said you could, and no one said you couldn't. So therefore, you should do it. So just go ahead and have that framework already served up into this freehand application. So basically, how it is, like, you get your task and you will write your task here in this box here. That'd be kind of the thing that you're going to be doing. Then you would go in. So I have it broken down by problem, user needs / pain points, product needs, which is like business needs, constraints and limitations, and then I have the goal here. Like, what is the goal of this? Why are we doing this, et cetera, et cetera. And then I have my assumptions under each box, because you might need to make an assumption about a user. You might need to make an assumption about a pain point or a product need, or assumption about constraints. So I have it all kind of broken down, and what you do is you just go in here, you just type something within the box there, and that's all you would pretty much do to try to get these out. Because the reason why I do it this way, it just helps me be pretty what am I trying to say? Organized. Pretty organized. Man, that took a minute. But yeah, this helps me be very organized. So I'm able to go in and just break it down my process. Like, hey, what's the problem? And what is the goal of this? And why are we doing this? And who is this for? Et cetera, et cetera. Why is this important? And what impact will it have? So basically, that's what I break it down. You break it down by users, like, who these people are. Oh, college students. Like, okay, are they about to be recent graduates? Are they new college students? Because that's the difference. Because you have a college student that's a freshman, they're gonna have different needs for a college student who's about to graduate. Because that college student about to graduate, this person needs a job, or an internship or something. You can go in here and make some assumptions if you need to, and also like user needs / and pain points. Go ahead and map these out. Look, at the end of the day, you might need more sticky. So what you can do is you can do copy paste and bring that down in here, or you can do, if you're on Mac, I don't know what you PC users do, because I don't use a PC. You can select it and you can do option click, and just drag it, and it also makes a copy. And that same shortcut goes for pretty much all the Adobe programs, Sketch and Figma. So just remember that quick little shortcut. Option, click and drag. That's all you do. So you click here, hold down option, and you just drag it, and Bob's your uncle. Who is Bob? I don't know. I don't have an uncle named Bob. All right, random. All right, so anyway, you just go through each of these here, right? And then once you kind of like figured out, okay, I think I have enough. And so what I did was like, hey, I think we have enough here. Do you mind if I go on and start, writing down some ideas? They can say yes or no. I kind of want to involve people into this whole process, because this is not like you presenting, because at the end of the day, they're there to help you, right? So what you could do is, if you have a certain amount of people, if it's more than one, you can like designate who you want to be the user or who you want to be the business. You can say like, hey, you're going to be the user and you're going to be the business. So whenever I ask a user question, this person will answer. If I ask a business question, this person will answer. That just keeps people more engaged, right, into this whole thing, because this is not just you presenting. They want you to do good. They want you to do well, because they're going to give you as much information as possible. And sometimes if they don't give you enough information, or sort of vague information, that's when you can make your assumption, because they also want to see like, okay, if we do give this person a limited amount of information, what are they going to be able to do with it? Can they continue? Can they proceed? So just think about that. So just make an assumption right off the bat. They say it's just college students. I'm like, okay, college students, can we assume that these college students are 18 to 25 and blah, 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 and they're second year or fifth year or whatever? You can make those assumptions and then just ask them, and they might say no, or they might say yes. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, let's continue. Then you go to your like ideas phase. This is where you start kind of mapping out your ideas. I have it at sticky notes here. You'll see why I have the different color sticky notes. So what you would do is you go in and you map out your ideas. You don't have to do 5. You can do 3 to 4. I would definitely do more than 2. Definitely more than one idea. You don't want to be that guy. Like, I have the perfect idea. No, you don't. You don't. You just come in here and then you just map out your ideas. You put them down here. And what you do is you come to this, then you prioritize your ideas. Then you basically off of impact and effort. So basically this portion over here, let me just put this over here, right? I'm just gonna take this. This portion over here is great. Like, yo, high impact, low effort, let's build it today. This portion over here is still pretty good. High impact, high effort, that's still pretty good. But then you have like, low impact and low effort. It's okay, right? But if it's like high effort and low impact, why are we doing this? Right? This is gonna have 0% impact on our business, and it's gonna cost us a fortune. Yeah, let's do that. That makes good business sense. You know what, Eric? You're getting a raise. You're getting promoted. You make good decisions in this business. You know what? We like you. So we're gonna be like, nah, we don't want to mess with this. We don't want to mess with this area. So I would say, great, good. Then you can put like, okay, and then you be like, sure. I spell sure. Yeah, we don't want to do low impact, high effort. No, we do not. Anyway, I'm going to delete this because I'm going to share this out with you guys. And that's pretty much what you would do. And so what I'm saying what you would do is this. Let me make this back yellow. You would take these ideas and you would plot them on your impact and ideas section. What you could do is this is like, I think this one is here. This one's about right there. This one's kind of like down here. This one's over here. This one's a little bit more impact, a little bit more effort. So we might roll with this red one. It's still in the good section. It's not in the great. So I would probably say like, oh, this would probably be number 1. This would be like number 2 in priority. This could be like number 3, and this could be like never or 4. Let me just put or 4. So you could do that. So let me just Control Z a couple times to get back to where I was. And that's what you would do. You put your ideas down, and then you would plot them on the prioritize. I cannot say this word today. I'm so sorry. So impact and effort. And then boom, what you do is this. So this is kind of like user's task, like a user task. So what you basically do is, all right, user needs to log in. User needs to sign up. User goes to homepage. User clicks on button. User goes here, does this. It's basically a task, like a task flow. Basically just kind of shows your information architecture type of mindset. So you basically, what you're doing is you're putting this task flow together, and you're basically plotting these out. You can kind of go in sequential order here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will map back to the goals or the needs of the users. Basically what you're doing here and what the goal is. So what's the goal or the need of the user, and what's the goal of the business? So the goal for the user is to go in here and complete a purchase. And so you start from the beginning, and then at the end, they would complete that purchase. And the goal for the business is, I want to make a sale. Boom, they made a sale. The user got what they wanted. And that kind of shows your information architecture mindset for that. And so that's what you would do. I'm so sorry I keep touching this microphone. I gotta make sure that it's working. Anyways, and then you would take these user tasks. What you would try to do is you would try to make sure you remember all these things here. And also also another trick is too, guys. Look at me. What you need to do is too. So what you're doing is, make sure you summarize kind of multiple times to make sure that you're on track and that everybody in the room is on track with what's going on. So basically, like, hey, we're building an application for college students who want to get internships so they could be successful when they go graduate, before they get their next job or whatever the crap. And so you would say that, and the person on the other side would be like, yes, that's correct. And that'll help you stay on track with, okay, I'm summarizing in my mind what's needed in the goals and the users and all those different things that we just talked about up front. That helps you stay on track. And I did this multiple times just to make sure that, all right, that I remember and they remember what we're doing. All right, so let's continue. Then you would come down here to your wireframe section. So you basically would take these, right? You would take this particular idea. You would do this idea that you mapped up here or whatever, right here. Basically, you would take these and you would basically build this flow, this task. It doesn't have to be, verbatim, but like close enough. So I would come in here and I would do this, right? I would take this, I would copy this, boom, make me a couple screens, right? Because I want to kind of get these out before, because you don't know what you're making before you even get to this point. And that's where you come into like constraints. Like, what are my constraints? What are my limitations? And what are we building? Are we building a mobile app? Are we building like a VR thing? Are we building like a kiosk? Like, is it a website? Those are things you kind of have to know before you get all the way down to this wireframing section. And a little word of advice, guys, do not start at the wireframes first. Look at me. I repeat, do not start at doing wireframes first. They will let you continue through this whole charade, but just know that you have failed. You did not get this job. You did not pass go. You did not collect $200. Just remember that. And so that's pretty much what you're going to be doing. So you're going to come here. You're going to do your wireframes. And what's cool about freehand is like you can make these different shapes. You can also just come in here and just freehand. Come in here, start drawing some shapes in here, make like your little thing here. Actually, let me go back. You can do like a circle. You put like a little person in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody expects you to be, Michelangelo or Kandinsky or anybody like that. Or if you want to get super fancy, you can just go in here and just draw a box and come in here and copy paste a couple times. And then these look better. Yes, they look better, but they do take a lot longer to just put together, to just draw out. But it does look a lot cleaner. So let's do a little bit cleaner one. Yep. So we come here, hit P, boom, hold down shift, make a straight line. And then boom, we got these items right here. And then you can just drag these up. This could be like a login flow. And then you can come in here and this could be like some words or whatever. And like if you already have an account, you can click here. You can like make like a keyboard. Boom. This is a keyboard. This is the best keyboard you've ever seen. You can just come in here. And what I like to do, I like to draw arrows to show the progression, because Austin, you might even mention like, hey, they're like, hey, how do you get into that? How does that thing even come about? Like, well, this comes out here, connects to an API call here, and it comes back, and now here, and now we have this thing served up. So now you're thinking about, okay, API calls, that's going to involve a dev, and and what API is that pulling from? Is that pulling from like a Google if you're trying to serve up a map? And do we have those capabilities of even serving up API calls? And what developer capabilities do we have to build this application? Because that's one thing you have to consider is developers, are they capable of even building the thing that you are trying to make? Is it even feasible? And those could be a part of the constraints too. Like, oh, one constraint is we only have one developer. Like, well, shit, we might need to go out and get some third-party resources to make sure the developer's job is a little bit easier. So maybe you do like a plug and play or a low code type of deal, so you can try to get something out the door quickly until you're able to get like a bunch of developers in. Then maybe you can start building more custom applications. So that could be something to consider as well. So just keep thinking like, all right, how can I improve this? How can I improve this? How can I improve this? That's just something to think. All right, let's continue. So after you get done doing all your wireframes, et cetera, you kind of want to measure the success of this. So you ask the business like, hey, what's going to make this thing successful? Like, what are some KPIs to be looking for? Is it adoption? Is it, signups? Like, what is it? Is it revenue? Is it amount of clicks? Like, what's going to be, what's the measurement of success for this particular application? And that's something that you want to consider to ask, because that's important too, because you're being forward thinking and like think about the business too. Like, hey, we're thinking about the users, right? Think we got that, but what's going to make the business successful? What's going to make the business money? Because at the end, I always say this. I say this all the time. If the business does not make money, you don't have a job, because they cannot pay you. That's at the end of the day. Yes, we have empathy for our users. We care about our users, but at the end of the day, businesses need to make money. Unless you want to work for a nonprofit. And guess what? Nonprofits, they work off money. They don't work off cryptos. They work off actual hard code cash. Just remember that. Let's continue. I'm about to wrap this up pretty quickly. But guys, this is pretty much the challenge framework that I use. But anyways, guys, let me go ahead and delete all these. So when I share this out, these will not be in here, because you're like, what the hell, Eric? You left all that crap in there, and now I gotta go in there and delete it myself. Why your accent changed? Where are you from? I don't know. I was not born here. I was only raised in Alabama. I was not born in America. But just know that I was born on a base. And I won't tell you where. You might figure it out on your own. What am I talking about? So that's how you would do that. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one, because I was gonna like do one, but I don't have time for this, man. I'm trying to do this video in under 30 minutes. It's already been a long time. So I'm gonna leave this in here, the framework here that you can go in and copy and paste. I'm gonna share this link out and put it in the description below. So guys, with that said, this has been the video. I really appreciate you guys following along. This is kind of how you would do a whiteboard challenge. I know we don't have the capabilities of doing it in person. Maybe some of you do, but if you are doing it online, digitally, through a video chat, whatever, try to use freehand. It's free, which is the great thing about it. It's free. It also works on an iPad, which is also pretty cool. If you want to get into that, I try that too. It's pretty dope. But try it out, man. I know you guys don't have Some of you guys don't have tablets, but you can use a mouse. You can just use those things to draw with if you just want to. But yeah, check this out if you are doing digital ones. I know some people out there are using like Sketch, Figma, whatever to try to do it. But some of you guys, you know, why download a heavy program when you can just go ahead and go into the browser and just do it real quickly. So you don't have to log in. You do have to log in. What am I talking about? So just go in here, guys, check out the framework, copy and paste it into your own freehand board and get the practicing, man. Just get the practicing. You know, you can go to like designersize.com or whatever, and you can do that and get like a prompt or whatever. And I'll put the link in. I'll put a link to that as well, as a couple of things that you can use to help with the challenge thing, just so you can get some practice. But yeah, guys, that's been the video. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, rocking and rolling. Look, the podcast is coming soon. I just wanted to do this quick little video. The background is definitely different. I'm kind of digging it. I'm kind of digging it, man. If you guys are digging it, let me know in the comments below. And make sure you like this video. Please like this video so that therefore other people like you can see it. And the more likes we get, the better the algorithm will love your boy. Like, oh my God, Ugly Unicorns. We like him because he got likes. That's how the game works. If you want to support me in the channel, just like the video. That's all you have to do. Simple, click and like. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to do anything. You're already watching the video. Just like the video and make sure you subscribe, because 80+% of you guys who are watching these videos are not subscribed. You're getting free knowledge. And guess what you're not doing? You're not supporting your boy. So support your boy by subscribing and liking the video. With that said, guys, it's your boy Eric Abram, and like I always say, don't just be a unicorn, be an ugly unicorn. Peace.